Hello, hello. Bum 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 bum. Hi, how's it going today? We're gonna be doing some chill, relaxing writing streams today. First one. A little bit nervous about it because I've never really written with an audience before. But it's gonna be fine. It's what we do, right? So hello to anyone who pops in. Welcome to the world of tomorrow. I don't know why I said that. I think it's a Futurama reference. But let's just test out, make sure everything's sounding okay on the stream before we really dig into it. So test the stream before we really dig into it. So test the stream before we really dig into it. Oh, that sounds good to me. Okay. Well, hello. As I said, this is gonna be a writing stream. And we've not done one of those yet. Let's just make the most of it. Very chill, very relaxing. No stress, nothing to worry about. Yeah. Send out a message on Discord letting people know. It has been sent out. Okay, so what are we writing? Well, I have an idea for a book. And one of my biggest problems with writing is that I have too many ideas. And I know that doesn't sound like a problem, but it is, because I end up writing a story, getting 20, 30, 40, 50 pages in, and then suddenly wanting to write something else. So I have an idea that I think we'll kind of use that as a strength rather than a weakness. I don't want to spill too much, even though I'm writing it on stream. See, why am I not seeing messages pop up? Hello. How are you? That's weird. I saw a chat message pop up, but it's not showing up any of my screens. Oh, there's Karanata-san. Hello. Whoever else sent a message, I apologize that I missed it. There's Autocon. Hello, how are you doing? There it is. I think it was you. I'm doing well today. I was just saying that we're going to be doing a writing stream today. And I was talking about how one of my biggest issues with writing is that I have too many story ideas. And my ADHD brain wants to do them all at a moment's notice. So I'm going to write something which will use that as a strength. I don't want to spoil too much, even though I'm writing it on stream. But the main principle is that this is a LitRPG world where the characters will have to play through different stories, and so they are real. Think video games, books, movies. They'll have to play through them to survive and uncover the mystery of why this is happening to them. Which means, hey, if we want to do a pirate story, guess what? The players are going to go through a pirate story. If we want to have a dark, gothic vampire horror story, guess what? The players are going to have to survive a dark, gothic vampire horror story. So hey, if we want to do space opera, they're going to have to survive a space opera. That's my way of cheating the system. Yeah, it's gonna be very lit. If anyone isn't aware, when I mean lit RPG, I basically mean a literature role-playing game. It is a fairly new term for a genre, section which uses D&D or video game mechanics or just kind of role-playing game mechanics inside the story as a part of the world or the plot. So for example, the characters will have levels, or they might have skills or stats or abilities. Whereas in traditional fantasy, they would just have them. They'd learn how to use magic. You wouldn't see the mechanics behind the scene. Whereas in LitRPG, you see them. You see them. They leveled up. They're now level 6. And they're aware of this. It can be a LitRPG light, meaning I'm not going to get too bogged down by the details. I want to be complex enough that it's interesting, but I don't want to become completely obsessed with it. That's what we're doing. We're in the very early stages. We're just starting. And in case you're wondering, this is me still. This is Ghoulslap. I'm using a different voice than I usually do. Just a more relaxed voice for the relaxed streams. If you want the Chaos Goblin that I normally am, check me out on Fridays at 6 p.m. and you'll hear Chaos Goblin mod. Bye. There's a couple ways to write. First, you outline. Oh, that's big enough for one. That's a very important stage, outlining. And there's different types of writers. There are answers. By the way, I misspell things a lot when I write. I always go back and fix in editing. I don't really stop to fix my grammar or spelling while I'm writing because I think it's more important to get the writing out. So if you see misspelled words, if you see grammar mistakes, I know they're there. I'll fix them, don't worry about it. But you have pantsers. Pantsers write by the seat of their pants. These are people who don't really plan. They don't really think about it. They just sit down and they go. These are the kind of people that might say, Goblin wand and lunged for the hero. Boom. And now they have to start to their story. And they get going with it. And then you have people who are planners. Planners meticulously make outlines. They have story beats planned. It can go crazy. There's something called the snowflake method where they plan out literally everything. I am a pantser who needs an outline, so we'll have a very general outline. We're going to define that now. And then we're just going to go with it. We're not going to worry about outlining everything too much. We're just going to go with it, and we're going to see where it takes us. So outlined. This is going to be eventually released on Railroad, at least that's the plan. It'll be a weekly or multiple release story. And I'm just planning in by books because that's how my brain works. So book 1. Book 1 will start with enter the town. What I mean by that? In case you're wondering, I'm using something called Focus Writer. It is a text editor that's very minimalist. I really like it, but I'm going to turn off some mechanics that way you guys just see stuff here. So part 1, enter the town. This is when the character will start the action entering the main location where the events are going to be taking place. That's where we start. Build connections. They'll meet people, they'll make relationships immediately, do some tides, meet some people, build some situations, perhaps some possible romances, possible rivals, etc. It begins. This is where the inciting incident happens. Whatever it is, this is going to be when the dime shifts. Characters realize that bad things are afoot, which leads to tutorial. Yep, I know that's spelled wrong, don't worry about it. This is when they start to learn about the incidents and have to make their way through the world, getting a little bit more competent, having some bad setbacks, and moving forward. Then we'll have the lull afterwards, a nice relaxing time period where we build on relationships again, kind of set things up. Gaining powers. This is when the heroes start to feel more confident in what they're doing. They've been through some things. They feel like they're getting confident. Rising tensions. Something happens to flip the script. There's gonna be a character death or rule change. Something to force the characters outside of that safety, that false sense of security that they have. Quest. You're gonna have to try to tackle a quest. Gonna try to have to handle the tensions, resolve the situation, struggle, overcome, and cliffhanger. So those general story beats, and that's kind of all I need. So now we're gonna do a little bit of world building. Protagonist. I've gone through this a fair time, a number of times trying to decide if I want to do a male protagonist or a female protagonist. I think in my head it's been a male protagonist, so we're gonna go with male protagonist. And I think we're gonna figure out some of their background as we go, as the Pantser would. The core behind their personality is gonna be loner. The charismatic loner. Kind of person who they could have friends if they wanted. Reasonably sociable. But just for whatever reason, they're in their heads. They're in their head. Dreaming. Introverted. Maybe they struggle with depression. And they just never really form deep connections. They don't keep them. Side eye characters. We're going to have the false damsel. This is the character who's going to be presented as being a traditional damsel in distress, love interest, who only end up being shown to have inner strength, who actually end up being one of the more lead characters. The bro. This is going to be your typical on their surface, very shallow character. Maybe think frat guy. Doesn't really work that hard academically, super popular, earnest, down to earth. A bit meathead, but well-meaning. Sometimes a jerk. So the well-meaning jerk. And we'll establish side characters as we go. I think those are the main ones I need set up. Setting. This is the most important thing for this story. Small town. Theming small town. Something's afoot. Well, usually in my streams I talk a lot and I explain overly things. I've been talking a lot so far, but just letting you know, this is going to be more of a chill writing stream, so I will be talking. I will respond to questions and things like that. But sometimes I won't always talk to everything. Sometimes I'm just going to write. So, yeah. If you have a question, let me know. Otherwise, we're just gonna kind of do our thing. So the setting I'm going for is gonna be a small town vibe. Kind of thing you'd see in like a slasher, like horror movie, or like I'm thinking like Mystic Falls from the Vampire Diaries. A very small town with a very old history, with lots of skeletons that you can pull out of the closet. Small town, deep history, unknown secrets. Let me just move this up a little bit. Can be fairly American because I am in the United States and that's what I know. Oh, and the characters are all gonna be college age. I haven't decided the exact age, but they'll be college age. One, I think that makes them young enough to still be naive and to be learning. But I'm not really interested in writing a YA novel either, so kind of the best of both worlds. More serious than YA, but still open to lots of drama without people seeing strange for not being social or acclimatized. They're young still. They can be stupid, right? I know I'm stupid still. Right. I'm just gonna start writing, and we're just gonna go with it. Oh, this is gonna be first person perspective. Try to do present tense. Same here, same here. But hey, it's more socially acceptable when young college students are stupid. Me? I'm just that way because I choose to be. Starting is always the hardest part. Once I start, I'm good. I contemplated starting this before stream, but I thought it might be interesting for y'all to see the process I go through when I first start a new story. Because I'm not sure, everyone writes differently. Some people really think things through for a very, very long time, and I simply don't. I usually just need something to bite onto, and then I'm off to the races. What time of year does the story take place? They're college students, and they need to be together. Oh, I'm thinking spring break, fall, or summer. Summer doesn't make sense, because not all these characters will know each other or have reason to be together. Spring break could make sense if it's like a study abroad thing. I think that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with this is some sort of extra study abroad type situation. Hi Melbrosha, how are you doing today? We're just writing. I'm going through my writing process and we're starting a new story. Hope you're having a great day. I'm trying to decide right now what vibe we want when the story starts. I'm glad to hear it, friend. Glad to hear it. So they're college students. They don't all know each other, but they need a reason to be in a group together. The main character is not sociable, usually. They're a loner, so it doesn't really make sense for them to be going to a sports trip or some sort of competition. I'm thinking class trip, or I'm thinking some sort of summer program where they need to go to a location for some reason. Oh, no problem. I had fun. I had fun hanging out. I'd been working most of the night, and it was really fun to just kind of sit back and chat with you for a while. So thank you for being around for that. Hmm. So the character is gonna start on a bus. They're gonna be on a bus, and that's how they enter this place. I already decided that since before the stream. And I can edit this later. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's a little secret about writing, is that at least 50% of it is writing. Well, obviously, at least 50% of it is editing. That's something I run into a lot with authors, or wannabe authors, or writers in general, students as well, is that they all think they need to have it be perfect right away. It's not. It won't be. Big secret is that how you get all those really cool foreshadowing moments and those plot twists and interesting things happening is that you write a whole bunch of crap and then you go back and you make it make sense after. You make it make sense. We're gonna go first person, present perspectives. Been toying around with that lately and I've been really enjoying it. So why is the main character on this bus? Um I got a carrot cake. I have nothing to do with the story, but I just thought I'd bring it up. Why are they on the bus? Well, why have I been on buses in the past? Let's just dig into it. I do my best when I'm just writing, so let's just dig into it. First sign that something is wrong is when first sign that something is wrong is when the sun basked and blessed darkness fell across my eyes. Alright. So usually we have so far. The first sign that something was wrong is when the glint of sun vanished and blessed darkness fell across my eyes. I'd been huddled on a musty seat, all on my own at the back of the bus for what felt like hours. Hoodie on, backpack bundled onto my head in a way that made it only slightly less uncomfortable. Headache pounding behind my eyes. sun had been a constant dagger to my senses. Pain that was not helping me get any sleep on this long, and if you ask me, pointless trip. Suddenly, it was gone. Not just gone, but gone, like night had fallen. And yeah, I've never really written for an audience, so I'm a little self-conscious, but that's what I might remind you is that you'll see spelling errors, you'll see grammar errors, things might not sound perfect the first time. This is a first draft, so we're just rolling with it. We're just rolling with it. I would like to add a note here, but say the pointless trip, I don't say why they're on the trip. I'd like to add something there. And I can already see a lot of areas where I'm gonna end up cutting things out, by the way. I can already see a lot of areas that are gonna be cut out. I hope you guys can read this okay, by the way. Let me know if you can't. Let's just read back what I have, because I'm gonna have to fix some things in here. First sign that something was wrong is when the glint of sun vanished and blessed darkness fell upon my eyes. I've been huddled on a mushy seat all on my own at the back of the bus for what felt like hours. Hoodie on. Backpack bundled under my head in a way that made it only slightly less uncomfortable. Headache pounding behind my eyes. The sun had been a constant dagger to my senses, pain that was not helping me get any sleep on this long, and if you ask me, pointless trip. But hey, extra credit is extra credit, and my measly 70% in anthropology and religion of all things was not really vibing with the keepers of the keep. Those who decide whether or not the trust would keep paying off while you go to school and have another year putting off being a real adult and need to find a job. Because that's what college is for, right? Hi, Dark Ember, how you doing? Anyway, the sun. That's right. The sun. The sun was gone. Not just gone, but gone. Like night had fallen. Yeah, we're trying our first writing stream today. How are you doing, Dark Ember? yeah, what are you playing? Noise. I'm so far behind on Warframe. I really like that game though. I'm pretty far behind in Warframe, honestly. I think I just got done doing the new war, actually a couple months ago. That was really fun, I really liked it, but now that's like ancient content now. Hi, Autocon. Anyway, the sun, that's right, the sun was gone. Not just gone, but gone, like night had fallen. I rubbed my eyes and sat up, let my hoodie fall from my head so I can look around and see what's with the sudden darkness. Something that should have probably concerned me no matter if the lack of light was helping me fine or not feel like angry weasel was digging around in my brain. It was then that I also told me over something else, the silence. I'm jumping forward with silence. Let's hold off on that. I rub my eyes to sat up, putting my hoodie fall off my head so I can look around and see what's up in the sudden darkness. Something that would probably concern me no matter if the lack of light was helping me finally not feel like an angry weasel was digging around in my brain. Looking around, I felt the hair on the back of my neck start to rise, and goose pimples ran up and down my arms. I really couldn't see a thing. Nothing. Not my hand waving in front of my face, just a test. Not light from the outside, which had been present considering our arrival time at the local indigenous burial mounds was set for 2 p.m., not 2 a.m. And oh, that's right. We're on a bus. don't need to Hello? Hello? I called out to the darkness. Anyone? And then let's see. And then it hit me. Hi, IPMS, how are you? Let's read what I just read and see if I like it. Looking around, I couldn't see the hair, and I could feel the hair on the back of my neck start to raise. The goose pimples ran up and down my arms. I really couldn't see a thing. Nothing. Not my hand waved in front of my face. Asked. Not light from the outside, which had been present considering our arrival time at the local indigenous burial mound was set for 2 p.m., not 2 a.m. Hello? I called out in the darkness. Anyone? And then it hit me. It was not just the light that had gone. The sound, too. Nothing. Absolute. Not even the sounds we are all used to and accept as normal but never think about. Beat of your heart. The beat of your heart. Rustle of calls as you raise your hand. The soft whisper of air with each breath. This was true silence, and it hurt. Not physically. Not really. Something about a void, that sound was something I was not prepared for. Even more than the dark. I'd experienced darkness. Never an absolute lack of noise. Because that's what this was. Not just silence, but distinct nothing. Nothing, it turns out, is a lot more scary than you think it'd be. Hi, Brimmy. How are you doing today? We're just doing some writing. I'm starting a new story, so we started writing. We're not very far yet. yelled and winced, realizing growing panic that not even my own voice had disturbed the nothing. It was like the air tried to part, to carry the waves that would birth my words into being. And then some would snap back, faded, and all that was left was the words in my mind alone. Hello, I screamed. Nothing. Okay. Wow. How you doing? Hello, I screamed. Nothing. Okay, don't panic. Don't panic. Everything is going to be okay. Having a bad dream. You were on the bus, heading to an extra credit assignment to local indigenous burial grounds. Fell asleep, and now you're just in a lucid dream. That's it. Nothing to worry about. Hello? Okay, so that's clearly getting me nowhere. I gotta scroll down more, don't I? I'm Ba. Hello, Ba. I'm Ghoul Slap. Ba ba ba. Ba 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 ba. I'm ba ba ba. You beat ba 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 all day long, friendo. You beat ba 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 all day long. Oh boy. Forgot all the spelling errors that popped up. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, you can't see him. Oh, you can't even see him. He's only been showed up with my Grammarly. Nah, there's so many of them. That's funny. Funny you can't see that, but I can. I wonder if there's a way I can show that. There's 33 spelling or grammar errors that it found. Oh well. Some of them are very obvious, like that one snapping. Spent with alignment. This is what I mean by I make a lot of spelling errors when I'm reading or when I'm writing. I'm really not thinking about the mechanics of it, to be honest. Usually when I'm doing my first draft is all about getting the thoughts out. There's basically no consideration for the actual writing. Or the spelling, I mean. Although this stuff usually gets fixed on a second draft. But I was getting distracted. Don't panic. Don't panic. Everything is going to be okay. Having a dream. You were on the bus headed to an extra credit assignment at a local indigenous burial ground. Let's add something there. I made a few edits there. Okay, don't panic. Don't panic. Everything is going to be okay. Having a bad dream. You're on a bus heading to an extra credit assignment to the local indigenous burial ground. Not a great place to be having some sort of horrific horror story event befall you, but hey, you just fell asleep. That's it. Not like the vengeful spirits rose up to. No, no. You're just a lucid dream. That's it. Yeah, I like that better. Hi, Rena. How are you doing? Hope you're having a great day. Doing a very different stream than usual. We're doing a writing stream. So I will be talking to people. I'll be answering questions if people have them, but I'm mostly just kind of focusing on the writing. Where I'll write a little bit, maybe read it out, have some chill music on, and yeah, just gotta take it as it goes. I'm gonna read that section again real quick. Oh, the music stopped. Never mind. Let me get the music back on. Let's see. Found a new playlist I'd like to try. I can find it in my like 58 tabs that are open. I have so many tabs that are open, it's not even funny. I can do that because I'm not playing a game right now. Sorry, one sec. I'm just looking for the tabs. Here it is. Adventure, royal-free medieval fantasy music. There we go. Not really good for this vibe, but hey, whatever. Hello? I yelled and winced, realizing a growing pact that not even my own voice had disturbed the nothing. It was like the air tried to part, carry the waves outburst my words into being, and then simply snapped back, faded, and all that was left the words my mind owned. Hello? I screamed. Nothing. Okay, don't panic. Don't panic. Everything is going to be okay. You're having a dream. That bad. I keep saying bad when I read it. As another little tip for writing, if when you read it out you're saying words that aren't there, sometimes those are filler words, and you don't want to add them. Sometimes they really should be there. This is the third time I've read this, and I've added the word bad every time. I'm gonna just put it in there. It's clearly my brain thinks it needs to be there. You're having a bad dream. You were on a bus headed to an extra credit assignment to local indigenous burial ground. I added that too. I'm a little bit louder than the last one, so let's turn that down. You're on a bus headed to an extra credit assignment to local indigenous burial ground. Not a great place to be having some sort of horrific horror story little event befall you, but hey, you just fell asleep. That's it. Not like the vengeful spirits rose up to. No, no. You're just in a lucid dream. That's it. Nothing to worry about. Hello? Okay, so that's clearly getting nowhere. I may or may not have spent the next minute or 30, I have no way of telling, I have no way of telling with a complete lack of sensory tells. I don't like that phrasing. Yeah, I don't like that phrasing at all. Let's change that. I I may or may not have spent the next minute or 30, I have no way of telling, with a complete lack of sensory. Good word for that. Roto culture. You okay there, Autocan? Rotoda. I may or may not have spent the next minute or 30. I have no way of telling, with a complete lack of sensory detail. That's it, details. The complete lack of sensory details. Trying various ways to make sound. Anything. Snap my fingers, clicking my tongue. I mean, hey, speaking was clearly not working. YouTube work new. You okay there, buddy? Am I having a hard time over there right now? Music's not doing it for me. It's too upbeat. Try something else. That's too Halloweenish. Get home song? You okay? You having a stroke? Blink twice if you're having a stroke. Don't worry, I'll see it. God, it feels so bad if you actually were. That'd be horrible. Let's see. Yeah, let's try to find just some more chill lo-fi. The lo-fi was doing it for me. Sorry, I'm just trying to find some more music real quick. Maybe. No, a little bit too much again. Asian lo-fi, that should be good. Yeah, that'll be good. That works for me. Soda. Soda. Ne? Yeah. Sorry. I was getting distracted. I may or may not have spent the next minute or 30, I have no way of telling, with a complete lack of sensory detail, trying various ways to make sound. Anything. Snap my fingers, clicking my tongue. I mean, hey, some speaking was growing up. Working? YouTube. What about YouTube? You're weird today, Autocon. You're weird. Alright, let's see how that reads now. I may or may not have spent the next minute or 30, I have no way of telling, with a complete lack of sensory detail, trying various ways to make sound. Anything. Snap my fingers, clicking my tongue. I mean, hey. Speaking was clearly not working, and despite not being able to actually hear my voice, my throat had grown rough in the attempt. I was clearly vocalizing, creating movements for sound, but Something in the air was preventing me from forming the actual waves needed. Doom bum bum bada doom bum bum bada doom bum bum. Oh, that's weird. Some of your messages aren't showing up on my screen. They're only showing up on the I don't know why. Like the last one, I can't read it, but let's just say something English. Something English. Something English. Okay. Yeah. It was only then that I decided to try. Actually, it was only then that I decided to try getting up and finding a way off the bus, finding other passengers, my classmates. I'd not known anyone super well, but there'd been a few familiar faces, people I'd partnered with in classes over the last few years. And, frankly, anyone would be a miracle to help me not feel completely alone at that point. It's weird, come on. I'm not even humming something that goes with this music, by the way. It's weird. Despite being a bit of a loner, not a lonely loner, perfectly comfortable just doing my own thing. Heading home right after class. Privilege. Doesn't make any sense. A lot of this is gonna get cut, by the way. A lot of this. This is something I know about my own writing. I have a habit of writing things 2 or 3 times, basically saying the same thing multiple times, which I literally just did, like, while speaking. You probably know, if you've watched Neferi, you probably noticed that I do that a lot, and it comes out my writing. So, a big part of my revision process is usually, like, cutting half of everything I write. And yeah, it's definitely, I can already tell there's a lot of spots where we're actually doing pretty good though. It's been, what, an hour? And we have a decent amount. Not a ton, only a few pages, but still not bad. Anyways, it's weird. Despite being a bit of a loner, perfectly comfortable just doing my own thing. Getting home right up to class. I'm a privileged to have a trust fund for my grandma paying my rent so I did not have to go to the dorms. That moment of absolute isolation, even the most obnoxious frat bro. Even though some obnoxious frat bros companion would have been preferable to nothing. I think I got distracted. I think I forgot something. I said that. I think I said they tried to move, and then I went on a tangent. Let me try to find the. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, I did. It was only then that I tried side getting up and finding a way off the bus, or find other my classmates. Okay. Ooh. So the problem here is that I'm going on a tangent, which I think is good for building the character. I'll have to cut it back, but it's not good in that I gave the character an immediate action, and now they're getting very introspective, and I need to define what happened with the action before I can go introspective. But the action itself is gonna mean that I can't just do the introspective dialogue. You know what I mean? You can't say a character tries to get up and then have 4 paragraphs about other things, and then they get up. Usually when you say action, you need to have an action. You know what I mean? I don't want to handle that. How do I want to handle that? Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted again. Yeah, if I describe what happens when they try to get up, that's gonna immediately take the entire focus of the scene. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut out the part where they try to stand. I'm gonna rephrase things a little bit. Yeah, so let's just copy this. Yeah, so we have a line down here. My mind wandered again into my classmates. Were they here and equally trapped in the nothing? We're gonna actually replace the part where they try to stand up with that. And then after they could be there introspective then, and then I can have them try to get up after that. So I Okay, I gotta work on that a little bit. Let's see. Uh, Bum 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 bum. Yeah, yeah. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Down the bio. Nice. Naruto thrown in there. I just picked up on that. Down the bio. Down the bio. Oh, shit. You mentioned his classmates earlier. I mean, we've not even said that they're male or female yet, have we? So. Dum 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 dum. Dun dun da dun 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 da dun bum bum ba dun bum. Yeah. Good suggestion. Oh, I don't think I've mentioned his classmates yet. Yeah, so I can do it now. It was only then that my mind wandered to my classmates. Were they here and equally trapped in nothing? I'd not known anyone super well, but there had been a few familiar faces on the bus, on the trip. I'd not known anyone super well, but there'd been a few familiar faces on the trip. People I'd partnered with in classes over the last couple of years, and frankly, anyone be a miracle to help. Yeah. I don't like the phrasing. Frankly, comma. I'm just rephrasing a few things here. I'd not known anyone super well, but there'd been a few familiar faces on the trip. People I'd partnered with in classes over the last couple of years. Frankly, at that point, alone and unable to even hear me speak to myself, anyone, and I mean anybody, anyone, and I mean anyone, yeah, it's better, would have been preferable to the overwhelming sense of isolation creeping up on me. It's weird. Despite being a bit of a loner, perfectly comfortable just doing my own thing, heading home right after class, privileged to have a trust fund from my grandpa, paying my rent so I didn't have to live in the dorms. At that moment of absolute loneliness, even the most obnoxious frat bro as a companion would have been preferable to the nothing. I feel like I'm using the word the nothing too much. That's weird. Huh. I thought that was just you being weird. You mean like it's not showing up on the screen right? Or like the YouTube chat itself is broken? Huh. That's really weird. Why would it censor English words? That's so weird. Oh. I've never been heard of that. Let me Google that real quick and see what's up with that. Oh. Is it restricted for some reason? Couldn't be. Go into the stream settings and see. Restrictions none. Kind of a bummer. Isn't that just like me? First time I have a writing stream, it censors all the English. That's so weird. Okay. You're degraded to Ba? That's so weird. Looking at the settings right now, trying to figure out what's going on. There shouldn't be any moderation at all. Oh, when I talk it works, but I guess that makes sense. That's so weird. Is it just you? I wonder if it's just you. Like, if anyone else is in chat, try saying something, please. I'm not sure if anyone else is, but if they are, try saying something. Somebody else has the same problem right now. Coronada, if you're still there and you're on the YouTube, could you try saying something in the YouTube chat? I'm not sure if you're still there or not, but if you can. If you can't, that's fine. Because I'm not seeing any setting on my end which should be censoring it. Hmm. Strange. I could restart the stream real quick. Try that. I think there might be an outage. I'm actually seeing a brand new YouTube post right now talking about live chat. Yeah, so like a couple hours ago I'm seeing some people talking about it. I'm seeing other people saying the exact same thing right now. They're saying specifically English is broken. Yeah, I think it's actually something on YouTube's end because I'm seeing a post on r/YouTube where people are specifically saying that English chat right now is broken. Or if you say things in other languages, it'll pop up, like... Or yeah, you'll get random accents, like try like a random non-English word and it will probably go through. That's so weird. It's so weird. Figures the one time I tried to stream on a normal daytime, right? I'm just looking this up a little bit more. Apparently it's happening especially in VTuber streams. Somebody says if you put A5 before your comment, it'll let you post. Aha! Baby, that's so weird. I thought you were just like having like a... You kept saying all those weird things in the weird ways, and I was like, oh, they're just being kind of weird today, I guess. I totally just thought you were being weird. Yeah, it's down. They're having a problem today. Yep, I'm seeing other people too saying that their messages still going out in Spanish. Oh well. Well, I appreciate people watching on YouTube because I'm trying to get my watch hours up, but if you want to chat, then yeah, you might need to jump over to Twitch for now. Or like, copy and paste like a Chinese symbol before anything you say? That's really fine. I thought you were just being weird though. Oh god, that's funny. Apparently if you put this emote before anything you say, it works. Try that. Try copying and pasting that emote. I don't know if that'll actually work, but I mean, it's not tagging you for all caps either, so if you just want to talk in all caps, I don't really care. As long as it doesn't flag you, you know? That's a really funny error. How does that even happen? Oh my god, that's so funny that that works. Oh my god. How does that even happen? What? That is so weird. Oh, YouTube. Never change, YouTube. Never change, please, YouTube. Wow. Well, there you go. There's your fix. You just have to have a adorable little emote before anything you say. Wow. Well, thanks for letting me know. I guess it wasn't the best time to watch my writing strong. I had that guy down the road. Just so you know, there's a current issue with YouTube where English words are being censored. So, if you try to say an English word, it might get messed up, that guy. So what we found to work is if you copy and paste this emote before anything you say, it'll then work for some reason. So, hi, technology. I'm Melbrosha. Yeah, Melbrosha. Right now, Melbrosha, and oh, I'm glad you're able to rest and relax, Bowie, but apparently over at YouTube chat, it is currently censoring all English words. So, like, Autocon kept saying things and it was coming out with, like, weird accents and, like, it didn't make any sense. And it's because they're using English. And apparently if you paste a emote in front of what you're saying, it doesn't recognize it as English. That's really funny. But we're gonna keep streaming. We're not gonna stop streaming because of it, but yeah, that's pretty funny. That tickles me a little bit. That's the kind of error that I think is actually pretty funny. Like, I'm not mad about that. That's actually funny enough that I'm okay with it. Back to the horrible things happening. It was weird. I do use TTS chat. That's where you use the translate view. Oh. Hopefully that's not down. Yo, Autocon. That's so adorable that you have to post that emote in front of it before you can speak. That's so adorable. Makes you look very whimsical. Makes you look very whimsical. Alright. It's weird. Despite being a bit of a loner, perfectly comfortable just doing my own thing. Heading home right after class. Privileged to have a trust fund for my grandpa paying my rent so I did not have to live in the dorms. That moment of absolute loneliness, even the most obnoxious frat bro's companion would have been preferable than being alone. I don't think there's a limit. I mean, I always understand you when you talk Melbrosha. And besides, anything that I don't understand, I chalk it up to a whimsical Just part of the charm, yo. It's just part of the charm. I don't think there's a limit. I mean, I wouldn't test to see if there's a limit. Like, I feel like that's a good way to, Wait, you speak, Bumble? Yeah. Mumble, mumble, mumble. I wouldn't test to see if there's a limit, but yeah. Oh. I gotta ask the question. Who had been closest to me when I'd fallen asleep? Question mark. Who had been closest to me when I first started trying to fall asleep? Closed my eyes, chuckling a soundless laugh at the idea of closing my eyes to think we're in absolute darkness. I tried to recall. Who had been around me? And now we get to find some of the side characters. My memory. No problem, Brosha. I appreciate you working. Or you having hang out. I'm not gonna be on that much longer today, honestly. Today was a little bit of a test. We'll probably actually be wrapping up relatively soon. But I'm glad you're able to relax a little bit and hang out, so enjoy your biscuits and gravy, good friend. Yes, you passed the test with marvelous colors. And I hope you enjoyed this. This is very different than what I normally do, so I'm not really sure how this, I'm really not sure how this will really go, because this is so different than what I normally do, so I hope everyone still likes it. Because, you know, normally I'm super yappy and really trying to focus on entertaining everybody. Bum 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 bum. Good, I'm glad you're having a good time, Autocan. And I am planning on doing these streams earlier in the day, so people who usually can't watch the late streams can catch these ones. Oh! Making biscuits and gravy from scratch. Nice. God, I need to really start to actually cook things. I've gotten really bad lately. I just order out a lot and I don't have the money, and that's bad. That's... You should, you don't have to, but if you know some things that are, like, super easy to cook, that, like, don't take a lot of time and aren't, like, really hard, I'd love, like, for some recommendations. It is part of my promise. I've spent a long time now just ordering out. Yeah, I like chicken wings. The cat wants to wake up, so the cat's woken up, guys. I'm just gonna stretch real quick. I'm just still chuckling that you have to post that emote before we say anything in YouTube. Did it? Alright. I closed my eyes, chuckling a soundless laugh at the idea of That doesn't sound right, but I like the idea of it, so I'm gonna leave it, and I'll just have to change it later if it doesn't work. I closed my eyes, chuckling a soundless laugh at the idea of closing my eyes to think when I'm in the darkness. Period. Tried to call who had been around me. I like that better. I tried to recall who had been around me in the most reason my hurry to escape the light and sound of chaos of bored college students on a bus for hours. Stuck on a bus for hours. My memory had never been the best. I focused. I need to rework this over. I messed up. I slipped into past tense. Yeah, I slipped into past tense. Whoops. I tried to recall who had been around me in the most reason my hoodie to escape the light, comma. Yeah, we can delete all that. Yeah, that's better. I tried to recall who had been around me in the most reason my hoodie to escape the chaos of bored cow students stuck on a bus for hours. That's better. Sometimes less is more. In this case, I do think less is more. Let's see. View them in the oven from the air fryer. The hot sauce and butter mixed a dry rub. Bun, sauce mixture, hot sauce, cheap brand works great. Italian sub dressing, only 2 teaspoons, lime juice and soy sauce. Bake the wings at 425, roughly 15 minutes, then you air fry for 18. Tender and juicy, no deep fry. That sounds actually interesting. I've deep fried chicken drumsticks before, but it's always I say deep fry, I meant to say I air fry chicken drumsticks before, but it's always kind of hard to get them so that they're not like burnt, but they're done. I might try that with the wings where I put it in the oven first and then move it to the air fryer. That might actually work. That mix sounds good though. Not sure what the hot sauce is. The hottest thing I can do is mild salsa, but Maybe barbecue sauce. That might work for me. Italian sub dressing sounds like a nice touch. Thank you, friendo. I'll have to try that. I need to start eating butter. And yes, chicken, even if it's fried or anything, it's... I guess you're just baking and air frying it, so it's not like it's adding like hot oils or anything, so that's actually pretty healthy. Ada ada? What? I heard ada ada. Anyway. Yeah. Where was I? I wrote stuff 2 times. I gotta work on that a little bit. My memory for individuals. Let's see. I'm gonna delete this part. Oh, okay, that's good to know. I didn't think of that. Yeah, I'm not thinking about caramelization or anything, yo. That's good to know, thank you. Okay. I'll just find some hot sauce that's mild. They have mild hot sauce, I'll try that. Besides, it's nice to try stuff that's outside of your comfort zone now and then, right? Yeah, just like a little light. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, right? I think. I'll try that. I'll let you know how it goes. Now, you have a nice air fryer. I have one of the like toaster oven box shaped Instapot ones. Pretty nice. I use it for almost everything. Yeah, generally when I cook, my idea of cooking is usually like chili or hot roast, that kind of stuff, so yeah, it's okay. Well, I appreciate you letting me know the recipe. One thing, if you ever did want to do that kind of thing, you could always just do that. You know, have you ever seen those cooking shorts on YouTube where like you don't actually see the person, you just see like their hands? I don't know how they do that with the camera, because it would somehow be up to like above you. I guess they probably set up like an area where they cook and they put the camera above it and they just plan it, but I don't know, you could always do that. So it's just like your hands, you know, but I don't know. That still sounds a little bit scary to me. There's a reason I do VTubing, let's just say that, you know? So, no judge. I'm much more comfortable doing VTube rather than like my real self, to be honest. So I guess VTubing kind of is a little bit my real self in some ways. It's an expression of me that I don't normally do, so... You get what I mean. You get what I mean. Like, these are my real hands. Yuck. Nah, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Oh, that's understandable. Oh, honestly, you look really nice. Like, I don't want to embarrass you, but you actually look really nice. Like, you got a good vibe, like... You say, like, scary gnome, but honestly, like, you do actually, you look kind of like a... what's the right word? No, honestly, like... You got, it's hard to describe, but you kind of look like yeah, you are Scottish, right? Because you look Scottish, like, if you're not, then you look Scottish. It's, I don't want to embarrass you, but no, you look nice. I think you have a good vibe. mean, you definitely look Scottish. I don't know what Scottish looks like, but whatever it is, it's you. uh, oh, no problem. Yeah, I'll go on too long because I don't want to embarrass you or anything, but I know it doesn't help. People saying, oh, you look nice. That still doesn't get rid of the insecurity, at least for me, so. But, yeah, you good, yo, you good. Yeah, close my eyes. Chuckling at sound, just laugh at the idea of closing my eyes. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that I say I close my eyes twice in the same sentence. Like, I get the point that I'm saying, but I don't like that. I'm gonna ignore it for now, but I'm gonna definitely have to fix that later. 100% gonna have to fix that later. I tried to recall who had been around me the most for using my hoodie to escape the chaos of bored college students stuck in a abyss for hours. I'm no Sean from Psych or Detective Conan, but I like to think that I'm pretty good at recall as long as it's not for faces, names, song lyrics, or anything outside the realm of the spatial. Well, that's fine. I like chatting. It's a writing stream, but part of the nice thing about the more chill writing stream is that, I don't really feel... The whole point of these streams is that they're supposed to be very low pressure, kind of just relaxing, so, we're all just hanging out. Like, I'm not active entertainer mode, you know? So if I want to chat for a bit, I chat for a bit. If people aren't chatty, then I write. That's kind of my way of approaching it. People don't have to talk. They can just chill out too, though, so whatever people want. I have no clue if people understand these references or not. No problem. Stupid ads. I say stupid ads again. I try to run as few ads as possible. And I try to do it so that way people only get hit with them, like, very rarely. I wish you didn't have to run ads on Twitch, to be honest. I wish you could just still get subscribers but not run ads. I really wish you could do that, but they don't really give that option to us. I like that emo. Is that one of yours? Up. Well, whoever it is, I like that. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's gonna get these references. I'm no Sean from Psych or Detective Conan, but I like to think that I'm pretty good at recall as long as it's not for faces, names, song lyrics, or anything outside the realm of the spatial. Sing song Maru. Oh, dude, how do I do that? I'm no Sean from Psych or Detective Conan, but yeah, singy, woohoo. I'm pretty good at recall, as long as it's not for faces, names, or song lyrics, or anything outside the realm of the spatial. I think they're automatically censored. Yeah, I think my bot will censor them, but if you want to send me any link, you can always DM me it on Discord. What was that? Chicken attack? I will. What is happening? The sound. I suddenly heard lots. What? Yeah, it seems like it's being family friendly again. Chicken attack. Chicken Attack, Song Voyage, Japan, defeat Takeo Ishii. Is that it? I'm not gonna watch that stream just in case it gets flagged, but I'll definitely watch it as soon as I'm off stream, if that looks fun. I really like the soundtrack actually. This is Anime Legends Kill Hip Hop from Panda Beats. I'm no Sean from Psych or Detective Conan, but I like to think that I'm pretty good at recalls on stuff, voices, names, song lyrics, or anything outside the realm of spatial. Okay, I'm making my memory sucks. That said, I'm just going to focus really hard on what exactly I saw last time I could see. I'm sure I'll let you know. Feel free if you ever want. You don't have to, but if you're I know somebody else posts meme videos every now and then on Discord. I have a media channel, which is where the best place for them is, but I also don't really care if people post them in chat every now and then. It's obviously not like spamming, you know. That's funny. I see a message actually from another friend, Jordan. They're on here a lot, and yeah, they actually sent me messages on Discord at like 2:30. Just so you know, YouTube stream chat not working. I'm just messaging back real quick. Now see what I've done with the writing is I've set it up so that way the character is using a in-universe reason to kind of describe the people that are around them, so it's not just like a pure information dump, you know? So, that said, I'm just gonna focus really hard on what exactly I saw the last time I could see. I think Christ, not a Christ. Yeah, let's see. That shit, I'm just gonna focus really hard on what exactly I saw the last time I could see. I think what's his name was in the seat directly across from me? Some kid I not really know. Chris? That sounds right. Pale complexion. Semi-greasy. I think what's his name was in the seat directly across from me? That doesn't sound quite right, I'm gonna have to edit that. Some kid I don't really know. Chris? That sounds right. Pale complexion, semi-greasy black bedhead hair. Twitchy. King of Twitchy? Kinda twitchy. No sir, they're not the king of Twitchy, he's kinda twitchy. Kind of twitchy with rims around his eyes like he was freshly out of sleep and unable and unwilling to catch up. We never really spoke.
僕らにはどうすることもできないから、ただ見てるだけだけど。日本のおすすめの場所？そう。どこですか？京都。
Okay, no, bro, yeah, it won't be on that long of a longer, so, thanks for working, and, go enjoy yourself some wonderful food. I have a little carrot cake muffin next to me here that I'm gonna get. My roommate got me one earlier, and it's from that boutique cupcake place. I'm looking forward to it, so. Have a great day, friendo.
3年くらい前なんですけど、東ヨーロッパに行ってみたいって言ったら、ウクライナ人が
Yeah. Bum 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 bum. Yeah. We never really spoke. He'd get involved with class discussions on occasion, but usually only when the topic would turn to ancient ritual drug use. Yeah, that tracks. I think, yeah. What's his name? Was in the sea train? Yeah, okay. I think, that doesn't really make sense if I know why I let him. I think, yeah. Where's... I think, yeah, comma. Chris was in the seat across from me in the same row. That sounds right. Pale complexion, semi-greasy black, red head hair, kinda twitchy, with rims around his eyes like he's perpetually behind on sleep and unable to catch up. We never really spoke. He'd get involved in class discussions on occasion, but usually only when the topic turned to ancient or ritual drug use, or the time in journalism when he got super excited at the idea of doing an expose on college shreds. Not gonna judge. What he does on his own time is up to him. But me thinks the twitch factor may not have come from caffeine and lack of sleep. Just saying. Just an educated guess. I don't want to get too into drugs because I don't want to get censored on Twitch or anything, so I'm gonna leave it there, but you get the point. Off stream, I might add a little bit more to that. Not gonna judge. What he does on well, not to judge, period. What he does on his own time's up to him, but methinks the Twitch factor may not have come from caffeine and lack of sleep. Growing pretty close to a super into him. Vivian was in the seat in front of him. The one forward in the row. The one forward and diagonal from the row. And I phrase that way. The one forward and in the row opposite me. Yeah, let's try it this way. Vivian was in the seat in front of him, so one forward and diagonal to my seat. I don't like using the word seat multiple times, that seems sentence either. I need to say from me. Yeah, I don't need to see seat again, I can just say to me. Vivian was sheltered. In a word, comma sheltered. Vivian was, in a word, sheltered. He grew up in a close-knit family in the suburbs. Vivian was, in a word, sheltered. He grew up in a close-knit family in the suburbs, started private school at a late age, and then was shipped off to an all-girls boarding school not long after. Yeah, a lot of this is gonna get cut. The part of my process of how I write is part of it is just me getting the information out. So I'm kind of defining the characters as I go. And building their backstory up and building the connections. So a key part of my process will be to actually, once the stream's done, I will actually go through this, and I'll probably use AI to do this, where I'll have AI like list the characters and all the information about them, and list the main events. In the past I'd do that manually, but now I will probably just get AI to do it. I'll double check it obviously, because AI is still gonna trash at this stuff and get it wrong, but that's one way that I think AI can be used for helping to work with the writing. Not, you know, just doing it for you. I don't really believe in just running AI do it all for you. Bum 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 ba dum bum. Yeah. So, guys, I only plan to do about 2 hours today. Actually plan to do more. I plan to start at about noon and go until 4. And we started at like 2. I went to 4. But, that happens. I wanted to get some stuff set up and I was really tired, so the whole point of these streams is that it's supposed to be very easy and relaxing, and the barrier to entry is very low, so I should have no problem just jumping on sometimes and doing them. Whereas then on my Friday streams, I want to be very more like I'm entertaining you, like I'm putting on entertainment mode where we're loud and super energetic and more of a show. This is more of just we're hanging out. Um, so I think we're gonna call it for today. Cat is tired. I'm not, but the cat is, so they're going back to sleep. Um, Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this stream. If you did, please give it a like and comment on YouTube if you're on YouTube. If not, then that's fine too. Thank you so much. Thank you to everyone who was hanging out with me. And we'll do more of these writing streams. The plan is to do them early in the day, even earlier than this. That way, people who can't make it to my night streams can still hang out. So, everyone, thank you so much for spending time with me. I hope you all have wonderful days and nothing but good things come to you. Bye, Dracono. Know that you are all special in your own way. You'll have people who care some way. And you can catch me again on Friday at 6 p.m. for my crazy goblin mode time. And I'll be back for more writing streams. I enjoyed this a lot, so I'll be back for more. It was really great to catch you, Long Con. It's been 2 hours since we've been able to have you over, so that was really cool. I'm gonna shut down YouTube now and then we'll find somebody to raid. So goodbye, YouTube. Thanks.